Welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to talk about my experience getting the first COVID-19 vaccination. I got it a couple days ago, and I thought, what better way to say how it went than to talk about it in a podcast episode. So, here we go. Let me know what you think of the episode by either commenting on YouTube or finding me on social media at McTaggart Attack on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Or you can email me, McTaggartAttack@gmail.com. Or you can review the podcast if you're listening to this podcast, since it's an audio and visual podcast. So anyway, just contact me however the fuck you want to contact me. How about that? Anyway, here's me talking about my experience getting the first COVID vaccine. So I work for a hospital, and but I don't work directly with patients. And I think it was a week or so ago, I'm on a Zoom meeting because I work remotely now because of COVID-19. And I was on a Zoom meeting with the other people on my team, and I brought up the topic of when are we going to get the vaccination. And we were all pretty much on the consensus of it would happen probably for us, since we don't deal directly with patients, that it would happen sometime in May or June. And we're like, okay, just as long as it happens at some point. So that was actually a week ago Friday. So it was what was it? The 8th. We were meeting on the 8th, and we were talking about it then. January 8th. And then Thursday, January 14th, I get an email from work. I get a work email telling me, it's your time to get the COVID vaccine, the first COVID vaccine. They sent me a bunch of attachments, and there was a number for me to call and schedule it. So I called and scheduled it for the next day, Friday. And I, of course, chatted with my other coworkers, and sure enough, they all, got emails too, or had already scheduled it, because I think they didn't send out the emails all at once, obviously, because I asked a coworker if she had received the email. She hadn't gotten it yet, and then a few minutes later she got it. So who knows how it worked exactly. But so I was getting it the next day. Like a week before, we were wondering, it'll probably be May or June, and now I'm getting it tomorrow, or the next day in this case. So I went there, and I had to go into work, hospital, for the second time since COVID started. The first time I went into the actual hospital building was to get the flu vaccine. So now I'm in there to get the COVID vaccine, and the third time I go in there will be to get the second vaccination, which is in about 3 weeks. So I went to where I was supposed to go and checked in, filled out a form. I got there earlier than I was supposed to, and I waited in line. It was a very spaced out line. They did a very good job of keeping track of the line, making sure we were all socially distant in the line, wearing our masks and everything like that. So we didn't get the choice of whether we wanted the Moderna one or the Pfizer one. They just said, okay, that table's available. Go see her over there. Like, okay. So, sat at a table, got injected in my left arm. It's right on the video. This one, the left arm. Got got it injected. I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous about getting the vaccination, but I got it. I feel like I flinched when they gave it to me, so I wasn't sure it worked exactly, but she didn't say there was anything wrong, so I did it. And then I had to go get up and sit in a waiting area for about 15 minutes. Like, we timed it on our own. Some people stayed there longer than they were supposed to. I didn't. I left right after the guy who was in front of me left. I saw him standing up leaving. I'm like, guess I'm leaving now too. So, and that's what it was. And I've received not tons, but a lot of flu shots because the hospital I work at requires us to get the flu shot. And it doesn't feel like the flu shot. Like, it didn't really hurt. Like, usually my arm is, like, sore. Like, noticeably sore when I get the flu shot. This time around, with the first COVID vaccine, it wasn't that sore. It was a little tender. It was a little tight, I think is the word. I think it was tight for at least 24, 36 hours. So I'm recording this on the Sunday now, so it's been well over 48 hours since I got the vaccine. I went there my appointment was at 2:40 p.m. Eastern time. And I was out of there. I got there a few minutes before that. I mean, I went in and, I got there like maybe 15, 20 minutes before my appointment and still was able to check in. And, I walked out back to my car before 3 o'clock. So it was pretty efficient. And I just wanted to do a podcast episode to talk about, the vaccine and what it's been like so far. It's been a couple days. I feel fine. I don't think I have any of the symptoms. What's the word? What am I trying to say? Any of the, if there's any, symptoms. What am I trying to say? Let me pull out the sheet and read what it has to say. Side effects. Side effects is what I was trying to say. Were there any side effects? And I don't think I've really experienced much of the side effects. I usually handle the vaccines pretty well, so the side effects have been minimal, if anything. Like I said, tightness in the arm, but I don't feel sick or anything like that. I felt a little cold, like maybe Friday night, but I don't know if that's because it was cold out. I don't know. And I think it seems fine. I felt a little weird yesterday. I don't know, because I'm I got the COVID vaccine, and I didn't know how to feel, to be honest. So I look forward to a couple weeks from now when I get the second vaccine, and I'll be sure to share it here on the McTaggart Attack Podcast. And I hope you found this information useful. If not, whatever. Thank you so much for watching and or listening to the episode today. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to let me know what you thought. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking.